How's it going, guys? My name is Sean.
I'm John Thomas.
Welcome to VEDEM Racing, and today we're going to be installing a GT350 steering wheel inside my 2016 Mustang GT. And a word of advice, if you're going to follow along, just remember, we're a few jackasses taking off airbags and stuff in our cars, so full disclaimer, if the airbag goes off in your face like you saw earlier, well, it could happen.
Yeah, sometimes I slip and accidentally kick a car.
Let's go ahead and get started. So the most important step when you're messing with anything electronical or even the airbags, which is probably the most important one, you want to go ahead and disconnect the battery before you even start on anything. Because you don't want any airbags going off in your face.
Or do you?
It depends on the night. After you have the negative charge off the battery, so what you're going to want to do next is actually remove your airbag. In my case, my airbag was blown, as you saw earlier in the video. And what you're going to want to actually do is there's going to be a hole in the side of your steering wheel. And what you're going to want to do is get a screwdriver or a little pick, and you're going to press this. Well, this isn't the best way to do it, but what you're going to do is with the screwdriver, you're going to press that open, and that's actually going to release each side of the airbag. So the airbag will just fall out at that point.
Hold on! Cut! Since I blew up your airbag earlier, I got you a new one. Overnighted it from Japan. I apologize.
Perfect. JDM.
Yep, brand
JDM,
new.
okay.
Don't drop that.
But I don't know if y'all can see this, guys, but this is where the airbag actually clicks into, and what you're going to be doing with the screwdriver is just releasing that so it'll fall right out. And at that point, you'll have to release these two clips right here. And since mine was detonated, I went ahead and cut those wires, because when the airbag does detonate, it heats up and you have to buy a new clock spring at that point. So which we will be installing today on my car as well. Once you remove your airbag, now we're going to take the steering wheel off. Take that nut off. Alright, and you want to make sure your steering wheel is pretty much lined up straight. And it should just fall out just like that.
Meanwhile.
So here you can see the comparison between the stock leather wrapped GT steering wheel compared to the Alcantara wrapped GT350 steering wheel. And also you can see the big difference is that it has a flat bottom on the GT350 Alcantara steering wheel, and it's a little bit beefier. It feels a lot better in your hands as well, so I think this is going to improve the driving experience because you're always going to be using the steering wheel day in and day out. So you're not going to have to do this step, I just figured I would include this anyways, but in the wreck, I guess the guy might have hit the turn signal on it, and your turn signal should not be this limp. Actually, this is the wiper, not the turn signal. But it shouldn't be this limp. So I'm going to go ahead and replace mine. And
do not fear, overnight parts from Japan are here.
Oh, perfect. JDM special. Perfect. So we have a new windshield wiper switch indicator over here. So we'll go ahead and get that installed. Then we're going to put the steering wheel on. As you can see right here, here's two different clock springs. Here's the brand new one, and here's the one that was on the car. The only real reason you need to replace these in an accident when the airbag goes off is because what will happen is the airbag, when it goes off, it produces a lot of heat, and it'll actually connect these two connectors into the airbag, so you have to go ahead and just cut the wires because you cannot reuse those. So the main reason why you're swapping these out is because you need the new connectors. I guess theoretically you could go ahead and just buy these two connectors and crimp them on there or splice them, but I just went with the new one to make the install just a little bit easier. So guys, what I'm doing right now is I'm actually taking all the wiring from the old steering wheel, and I'm actually routing that in through the new GT350 steering wheel, and I'm putting all my switches and buttons in as well too, which is very simple to do once you take all the torque screws out. Pretty self-explanatory at that point. Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to do is, I already pulled the little tab here. You do not want your clock spring to like spin like crazy because it'll lock up. So that's why the new ones have the little thing on there. So I'm going to run these new wires through the steering wheel very carefully. With without it spinning. Alright, so now I have to align the steering wheel with these two little tabs on the clock spring, how we pulled it off. Okay. And now it's on there. Now we're going to take our handy dandy screw. We make sure the steering wheel, that's why I said at the beginning of the video to align the steering wheel. And the cool thing about this GT350 steering wheel is we have this little, whatever the hell you call that, on the very top of it to help us. It's not red though, so it's not like the GT350R. Get 2 chugga-chuggas in, and we're good to go. Now let's go ahead and install that airbag. So that's how you install your GT350 steering wheel inside your Mustang GT. Now, the issue we ran into is when I ordered the airbag off of eBay, they must have sent me a different airbag, so it did not plug in just right. So I'm going to send that one out. But besides that, the steering wheel is installed. We just need to wait on the airbag to come in. Got anything to say, John?
Nope. Ultimately, unfortunately, the airbag was kind of a big setback. We were working on that for a few hours. Unfortunately, it happens though when you order stuff online. Sometimes they might send you the wrong part. Sometimes you might accidentally order the wrong part. I know I've done that countless times. It really just seems like, yeah, the G35. It really just kind of seems like what had happened was we think maybe the wrong airbag got listed in terms of what year model it was, because it really doesn't line up at all with the new steering wheel or the old steering wheel, and so we don't think it's actually from the right model year they think it is. And that was a terrible
Toby.
So ultimately though, that's the biggest thing, is the airbag. We're waiting. Hopefully we're going to try and return this one, get a new airbag, preferably the right one. If not, Sean said we're already going to be playing Frisbee with that steering wheel. Yep. So we already got a backup plan.
And also, too, the Mustang's actually starting to rub off on me, guys. I'm starting to wear cutoffs now. All of a sudden, like, I flexed and the sleeve just came off. But guys, if you haven't already subscribed...
It's already threatening to run me over.
So guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, go ahead and like the video and comment below, and then we will see y'all guys in the next one.
Love cake.